Renault, we have a problem. As you can see, we've got this fuel sender business that weirdly happened when I put in a half tank of BP Ultimate Diesel. I've used it before, I don't see why it'd make any difference, but it was like about 3 miles after filling up and it was started doing this. So I'm just going to go for the self-diagnosis test to see if it makes any difference, but I think this is something to do with possibly the fuel sender at fault or the earth cable that runs all the way back into the instrument panel or the fuse box. Some people have kind of you basically trace the wiring back from the fuel sender, looking for any kind of like frayed wires obviously, but what you can do is the earth is just earth into the chassis or the body of the van, but I'm just going to do the self-diagnosis. So I need to turn the ignition off, press the button, tripometer thing, hold the phone while doing it, hang on, fingers and thumbs. Right, this will be a bit messy, but I'm pushing that in, turn on the ignition, holding it, there we go. Right, so that's, the fuel gauge is fully up. Probably going to let this run all the way through to see what it does. Tomorrow I'll probably disconnect the battery and look at the earth terminals. It's a bit annoying, but these things happen. Right, I'm going to kill this and then I'll come back to you once it's completely done a bit with the flashing fuel gauge. Yesterday I removed the fuel sender cable from the top of the sender unit underneath the van. So on top of the tank, you can just squeeze it your hand in and unclip it on the side and it pulls off. So apparently when you do that, what happens is it's supposed to still it's supposed to stop flashing. So mine continue to flash, which indicates that there's problems with the wiring. So the idea is, today I disconnected the clocks here. So these were disconnected last night. I wanted to get the part number off, possibly purchase a new one. But there's one thing I want to try today with the earth lead on the wiring for the fuel sender. So I'm just going to check that the earth is working properly. If not, I'm going to get a cable and connect it to the chassis of the van. So bypassing the earth cable running all the way to the front. That's worked for some people in the past. At this point, I don't think it's the sender unit that's at fault. Purely because of the test I did yesterday with disconnecting the sender wiring, pulling it out from the sender unit. So like I said, it should have stopped flashing and it didn't. So I'm going to put the clocks back in. Removing the clocks is quite easy. You got this bit of plastic, the surround, so you just gently prise it out. Once that's out, there's just a couple of screws at the bottom here which you undo. These plugs have got like locking mechanisms, which I'm not sure if I can do it without being plugged in. So yeah, just beware of those. You need to release them. It's just like to lock them in place, quite a good idea. But what I did also, I sprayed electrical contact cleaner just to make sure that the connections are okay, and just push the wires. But yeah, it makes no difference. So I'm going to put the clock in now and then take it from there. Probably the next bit you'll see is under the van and seeing what the results are of the making the earth lead. To see what that does.
Under the car.
with the fuel sender plug disconnected, you can reach just over the top and disconnect it. There's like a release on the far side, so you need to press and like push that out. So as you can see, I've made a wire to the earthing point, and I also kind of got the plastic sheath off the other end of the wire and pushed it right into like the plug which had the earth. That unfortunately didn't do anything for me, did not fix the problem. This bit here is me shorting the connector. So with it shorted, i.e. both terminals connecting together on the wiring, the result you get is a full tank signal. So that gave me the impression that the wiring probably was okay. When I tested the voltage, it was coming up as 4.8 volts, which I think is probably right. So that led me to kind of do a little bit more work, and I worked out the resistance on the cable for the negative was fine as well, sorry, the earth. I cut the wires to the sender, and then that gave me the option to do the resistance for the sender unit. And then when I did that on the sender unit, that's where I realized that there was no resistance. I double checked everything, the cable, made sure that the cable and the plug were okay, pushed them back, and just no resistance at all. So in this case, it is the actual, or I believe it's the sender unit. So I've got a second-hand sender unit on order. When that arrives, I'll straight away check the resistance on that. Obviously empty. I think it's a low resistance, and then higher up, well, full tank could be upwards. I can't remember if it's 360 or something like that. I've read so many articles on this and forums and stuff. So yeah, that's the next step. So what I'll do is post up another video. This will be part 1, and then I'll post up a part 2. Majority of these problems, from what I've read, does seem to be cables coming away from clips and melting on the exhaust pipe, or dodgy earths, but rarely the sender. So I don't know, it's an electrical circus at the moment. But yeah, I'll update once I've received the sender and done my tests. Okay, thanks for watching, and don't forget to watch part 2.
Mummy, he's stuck in the roof. Side flip and back flip. He wouldn't want to see it. He's staring his pants now. It's really, really funny. Hello, funny man. Kids, see how funny it is? It is so hilarious. Look. It's like Spider-Man doing back flips and front flips. See? He's unstickable. See? He does 4-leg crouch. See?